So we are talking about, we can say, the next topic, that is fungi. And fungi means the branch of science which deals, we can say, with the fungi structure and growth and reproduction, and that science is known as mycology. And the scientist who is concerned with the study of mycology, that is known as the mycologist. So we have around, we can say, 5100 genera in the fungi, and these 5100 genera carry about 50,000 species which are known, and all these species are growing in different habitats. That is why when we talk about fungi, we say that fungi is cosmopolitan in nature. Cosmopolitan means they can be present everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. This is what we mean by cosmopolitan nature, that when we talk about a particular plant and we say that it is a cosmopolitan plant, that means it can be present anywhere. All over, it can be present on earth, it can be present in water, it can be airborne, in air also, it can be parasitic in nature, it can be endophytic in nature, endozoic in nature. So all possible habitats can be there where we can find the fungus plant. This is the meaning when we say cosmopolitan in distribution, that wherever life is possible, we can find that plant. So the plant body of fungi consists of filamentous structures which are known as hyphae, Hypha. Hypha is the singular, hyphae is the plural. So plant body consists of branched and filamentous hyphae, and these hyphae form a network-like structure, and that network-like structure is known as mycelium. So the term which we use for the plant body of the fungi is mycelium. Mycelium is the plant body of the fungi, and like I told you that mycelium consists of what? Hyphae, which can be branched. These hyphae are usually aseptate. Aseptate means there are no partition walls in between. Means they are multicellular, or you can say they are cenocytic. Cenocytic is the term when we use when a particular cell is multinucleate. That multinucleate nature can be, we can say, due to the absence of septa. Because septa is not there, so all the nuclei, they are scattered inside the hyphae. So we have aseptate, cenocytic hyphae, and in some of the plants, because we have several groups, several classes in this, the hyphae can be septate also. Means partition walls are there, and then we say that they can be uninucleate, they can be binucleate. When septa is there, that means that hyphae is multicellular. Now we can use the term multicellular because we can distinguish the different cells. We can see the different cells due to partition walls. Now each cell of the hyphae can be uninucleate, means single nucleus is there. It can be binucleate, means two nuclei are there, or depending on, we can say, if we can count, then it is, we can say, we can count the number that trinucleate or quadrinucleate, or we simply say that it is multinucleate. Means when we are not able to count the number, or it is more than 8 or 10, then we don't write that it is having 8 nuclei or 9 nuclei, then we simply say it is multinucleate. So we have aseptate cenocytic condition in this, we have multinucleate, multicellular and uni to several nucleate structure in the cell, depending upon the different classes. Then there is one thing, when the hyphae, they are septate, then the septa have simple pores in them, and these pores maintain the continuity of the cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm of all the cells are are connected to each other through the pores which are present in the septum. These pores can be simple, or we have specialized pores which we will be doing the structure of that later on, which we call it as Doli pore. So we have either simple pores or we have the Doli pore which are present, and due to these pores, cytoplasm is in total continuity within the mycelium. It is continuous. Then all these mycelium, we can say they are surrounded by a distinct cell wall. Hyphae has a distinct cell wall, and the main component of the cell wall is known as fungal cellulose, because it is different from the composition of the cellulose is different from the cellulose which is present in the algal cell wall. So that is why this cellulose is known as fungal cellulose, or it is also known by the name of chitin, C-H-I-T-I-N, chitin, or some people call it as chitin also. So both the pronunciation are right. We can call it as chitin also. We can call it as chitin also. So, and in some of the lower fungi groups, the cellulose and glucan is also one of the main component of the fungal cell wall. And within the cell wall, when we see the hyphal cell structure, then they contain colorless and highly vacuolated cytoplasm. Colorless and highly vacuolated cytoplasm. Then membrane bound organelles are there, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, all these mitochondria, they are present within the cell wall. And then we can say the reserve food material. Like we have done in the case of algae, usually we can say the pyrenoids which store starch, and some other kind of reserve food material is also there. Similarly, like starch is the main reserve food material in the algae, glycogen is the main reserve food material in the fungi. Glycogen is present as a reserve food material, and like when we talk about fungi, we say they are achlorophyllous plants. Why we say they are achlorophyllous plants? Because they are devoid of chlorophyll. They don't contain chlorophyll compound, and they don't contain any we can say pigment by the name of chlorophyll in a way. So that means what? Chlorophyll is associated with the nutrition of the plant, that it manufactures the food. When the plant is without chlorophyll, like we say fungi is without chlorophyll, then that means these plants, they are saprophytic in nature. They are not autotrophic, they are saprophytic in nature. But as we say, chlorophylls are absent, but we have certain pigments like carotenoids. Carotenoids are present in the fungi. Then one thing more is there, we can say when we talk about the nuclei, like I told you, it can be syncytic condition, it can be uninucleate or binucleate condition. But one thing more we have to see whether whenever we have syncytic condition or we have in fact binucleate condition in a cell of the hyphae, then whether these nuclei belong to the same cell or to the different cell. Means they are homokaryotic or they are heterokaryotic. Means the two nuclei are of the same origin or of the different origin. If they are of the same origin, then they are homokaryotic. If they are of the different origin, then they are heterokaryotic. Or they can be called as dikaryotic. Means the two nuclei which are present, they are not of the same origin. Then another thing which we find which is different from the algae, we can say in the algal plants, you have seen we have the motile cells in the form of zoospores, in the form of gametes, etc. But here motile cells do not occur in the life cycle at any stage. No motile cells are there. In lower fungi, maybe we may have the reproductive cells which can be uni or biflagellate, but in majority of the fungal plants, motile cells are absent. They are not there. And when we talk about that, in rare cases we can say the reproductive cells which can be uniflagellate or biflagellate. Uni means one, means single flagella, or two flagella are there. Then we have the kind of flagella, whether the two flagella are of same type or they are of different type. So there are two types of flagella. We can say one is whiplash. Whiplash means the flagella which has a smooth surface, very smooth surface, and tinsel is the kind of flagella which contains small hair on them. Small fine hairs are present which make the surface little rough. So whiplash is a smooth kind of flagella, and tinsel is the kind of flagella which have small hair-like structures on them, on their surface. Then also we have, like I told you, the plant body or the thallus of the fungi, that is mycelium, which is consisting of filamentous hyphae. These filamentous hyphae can be arranged in certain specific manners also. Means in different kind of arrangements are there of the hyphae within the plant, and that arrangement we can say gives its certain modifications. Means the different, simple we can say is the mycelium, which we say consisting of branched hyphae. But now we have certain different arrangements of the hyphae in the mycelium which makes it, we can say, peculiar, or which makes it little distinct from the mycelium. Now, what are the modifications? First is, we can say, prosenchyma, 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 where the hyphae of the mycelium are parallel to each other. They are arranged in such a manner that they are parallel to each other, and they unite to form a loosely interwoven structure. Very loosely interwoven. What do we mean by loosely interwoven? Means the hyphae do not lose their entity. Means we can clearly see the thickness of the hyphae, we can see the structure of the hyphae, that is very clear, so their entity is not lost. So that kind of mycelium in which hyphae are arranged parallel to each other, loosely interwoven with each other, and they are not losing their entity, then it is known as the prosenchyma. Then we have another kind of, we can say, mycelium, that we call it as pseudoparenchyma. Pseudo means false. Parenchyma tissue, you know. Parenchyma tissue you have studied that we have the cells which are very compactly arranged with each other without any intercellular spaces. So similarly, they are closely, these hyphae are closely interwoven with each other, they are intervened with each other, and they are, during this process, they lose their individuality. They lose their entity. We cannot clearly distinguish the hyphae in the mycelium. So that is known as, we can say, the pseudoparenchyma, that they resemble the parenchymatous tissue but they are not parenchyma tissue, so it is known as pseudoparenchymatous kind of thallus or mycelium. Then we have rhizomorph. Rhizomorph, Rhizomorph, rhizomorph. Rhizomorph is a kind of thallus which looks like a root. Root अगर आपने देखी ऊपर से thick नीचे से thin, and very tightly packed cells are there. So similarly in rhizomorph we can say very thick strand or root-like structure of the hyphae is formed. In this also hyphae also lose their entity. Their entity is not, we can say, individual. We cannot see them individually, and they behave as an organized unit. So we are losing out the time over here.